Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with 1,565 morsels of a thought for you on consecutive days, 1,565. Today, we are going to go through Not Your Mother's Rules, the new secrets for dating. Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider, New York Times best-selling authors of The Rules, two geniuses, supermoms, now with their daughters too. Not Your Mother's Rules. Okay. Um, I want to make your day a good day, and we shall read a few items in this book today because it's about to get to be Easter on Sunday, and we might as well learn a little bit about what to do on dates and how to dress. I'm thinking that's what we're going to do today, as long as we have time. You kind of already know. Anyway, rule number 19, not your mother's rules. Don't pay for dinner or buy his love in any way. Women who do too much or give too much in relationships are the subject of entire self help books. We will save you the trouble of reading them by telling you that if you have to do more than agree to go on dates for a guy to like you, then you are actually doing too much. You are doing too much. It is desperate and not the rules to meet him halfway for a date, pay for dinner, take him on vacation, or buy his love in any way. Buying him gifts and splitting the cost of trips are both nice, quote unquote, ways women try to ingratiate themselves with men, but it just won't make a guy love them. Women who overdo it are spoiling guys, but we know that guys really desire women who don't try hard at all. Worse, though, it's manipulative. You are trying to make it easy for him to be with you. A rules girl doesn't have to give a guy a reason to be with her by roping him in, quote unquote, with her frequent flyer miles or credit card. She is the reason. When you give too much in the beginning of a relationship, a guy will sense it and lose interest. It is another way in which you become the pursuer, and it becomes obvious that you like him. In addition, guys have pride and don't want to be supported, even if they initially go along with a woman's generosity. Brenda, a 35-year-old CEO, was dating her yoga instructor. She let him stay at her city apartment on nights that he worked late, hoping that would lead to exclusivity. After some time passed, she suggested he move in so he wouldn't have to commute to the suburbs and really so that they could be together more often. A few weeks after they started living together, Brenda found text messages to other women on his phone. When she confronted him, he claimed, "I never said we were exclusive. It was your idea that I live here, not mine." He wasn't even grateful for his rent-free accommodations. Brenda called us, hysterically crying because she had thought he could be the one. We told her to have him pack his bags right away. More importantly, we told her not to try to lure or trap a guy with her money, possessions, or perks, especially not to keep a relationship going. It never works. It's no secret that some women today are out earning the men they are dating. Some of these women think nothing of using their money and influence to keep a guy interested. We have clients in high powered positions or ones in family businesses who try to get guys they just met jobs at their company or their father's firm. Not a good idea. If you get him an interview or a job, you will never know if he is dating you because of your connections or because he really likes you. The only way to know is to give him nothing. Nothing means not paying for things or doing him favors like getting him the perks of your job, whatever those are. If a guy you are dating says he doesn't have the money to take you out for nice dinners, say, "That's okay. He can take you somewhere inexpensive or come up with another creative idea." Do not respond by offering to pay. If he asks to borrow money so he can do nice things for you, just tell him you don't have it. Randy, a 29-year-old optometrist, was dating a struggling novelist named Michael. She paid for their dinners and also lent him money to pay his rent. Michael broke up with her after a year of dating when he coincidentally landed a six-figure book deal, claiming he was not ready for a serious relationship. What? She was out almost $5,000. Randy wanted to email him about getting her money back, but we told her to forget it and move on. She could sell the necklace he gave her. We've even heard of women who lent money to guys and sued them for it after the relationship ended. It can be messy and unpleasant to say the least. Just don't do it. I want to tell you about saw on in a movie. The movie is called The Spy, and I got it from being on Amazon Prime. The Spy, and it's about a woman named. It's a true story about a woman named Sonia Wiegert. Sonia Wiegert, Wigert, from Sweden or Norway. Sweden, I think. I'm not sure. One of the two, Sweden or Norway. And it was Sweden. The Swedish military got her to be a spy. So she had to sleep with the second in command to Hitler. So she was his high class girlfriend. And then he sent her to be a spy for the Germans. So she wound up being a double agent, and she had to give him some real info at some point, and her uppers helped her get it. And uh she falls in love with a Hungarian diplomat. And the diplomat is the one who has let her in to the party. Uh, he is chasing her around a little because of just because he knows she's an intruder and not invited. But then the German spies come along and say to her, "Oh, you were going to sing for us tonight." And so she sings. She winds up with something that the Hungarian guy was spying, and he was giving the photos of uh the coastline, the terrain of the coastline, and all of the latitudes and longitudes for the Americans to have the Allies come and know exactly where to climb, where to run, where to hide, where to dig, where to go in all of the broken islands, the small broken hills and islands on the coast of Sweden or Norway, so that they could um, invade, so that they could stop the Germans. So this woman falls in love with the Hungarian guy, but once he finds out that she's a spy too, he falls totally out of love with her. Totally. And she never gets him back. He actually tried to propose to her during the time she was doing the double agent stuff. So what it is if you're out earning your guy, you have to ignore that part or make that part not be uh, obvious, because it emasculates him, apparently. So the poor Sonia Wiegert, she died in 1980, and the secrets of her espionage didn't were not released until 2005. So 25 years after her death is finally when the public gets to know all the things she had to do. She was asked by the Swedish military to be a spy, and she was a spy ever since. And all the people that were around her were also spies. Two of them wound up getting arrested for by the Germans for espionage or whatever. So it's a good film. The Spy. The Spy. I've watched it 3 times and I need to watch it again. Okay. It can be messy and unpleasant to say the least. Back to the authors. Just don't do it. let me let me point out. I need to say it. It's as if the guy is flashed by the woman who has a bigger you know what than he has. That's the way it looks to him. That's what that's what I think is happening. Anyway, back to the authors and not your mother's rules, and don't pay for dinner or buy his love in any way. Maybe he has been spoiled by other women who split everything, but that's not your problem. Or he might say that his ex-girlfriend was a gold digger and he doesn't want to be used again, and that's why he's so cautious about money. To that, just respond with your apologies, but still avoid paying for anything of great value. Guys are ingenious when they are looking for a free ride. Don't fall for it. You don't have to break up with him if everything else is good, but you need to silently show him that you are not going to be his sugar mama. It's not about the money. It's about the fact that a guy has to pursue or he won't appreciate you. If you start paying, you may feel the tables turning in the relationship. Women have many ways of being generous. They buy him a watch or an iPad. They walk through his apartment and decide he needs a bigger TV. They turn into his free interior decorator and leave their imprints all over his place so he remembers their wine glasses and napkin holders. Or they rummage through his closet and decide he needs a new suit or a good leather jacket. They buy him an expensive tie or monogrammed cufflinks for his annual review with his boss. If they have an upcoming business trip or extra frequent flyer miles, they pay for him to tag along. If they work in an industry with lots of perks, they invite him to cocktail parties and fancy dinners and send a car service to pick him up. Of course, he loves all her presents and perks, but that doesn't mean he loves her. Take our advice and save your money and wifey generosity for when you are married. After you are married, you can decorate your love nest, buy him presents, make him your plus one on business trips and at parties, but not when you're dating. The daughters have a say here. There's a block where the daughters have a say. I'm going to read this. The Gifts for Him by the Rule's Daughter. We had to consult our moms a little bit for this one. We agree it's important not to buy a boyfriend's love, but can't we get him something nice on his birthday? Birthdays are one of the only days a year when giving is not just encouraged, it's expected, and no one wants to be known as the girlfriend who didn't get her guy something nice. Picking the perfect present can be really stressful. Obvious things to avoid include anything extravagant like a new iPod or an expensive watch, as well as anything mega mushy. Leave your scrapbooking supplies locked up. At the end of the day, it's always best to get him something thoughtful that doesn't break the bank. A t shirt of his favorite sports team, a DVD of a movie he loves, a special dinner out, or even a romantic home cooked meal. You don't have to spend a lot to show you care. These are the rules, daughters. Back to the mothers. If you have been dating exclusively for a long time, you can pay for little things here and there. For example, if your boyfriend is taking you to dinner and a show, you can buy him drinks or take him somewhere nice for dessert. If he is sick, you can bring him chicken soup in bed and bring him a variety of cold medicines. But for regular Saturday night dinner dates, he should be picking up the tab. If a guy insists that you go away with him but expects you to split the cost of the trip, say, thanks, but I don't think I can take the time off. And skip it. Buyer beware, he may not be in love with you and may just be looking for a travel companion to have fun with. What if you have been dating for a while and he invites you to go away and is really excited about it? Sometimes dating and traveling require firm negotiation. Once he agrees to a time frame that is good for you, no longer than 4 days, let him plan the trip, make all the arrangements, and put it on his credit card. If he asks you to pay for something or you feel it's right to contribute, pick one thing like your airfare and pay for that only. For example, if he asks you to go on a 4-day cruise, you can pay for the off-boat excursions. Never put the whole trip, airfare, hotel, restaurants, on your credit card with the idea that he will reimburse you, as sometimes it will be awkward or impossible to get your money back. Sometimes a guy will have sudden business problems or bills right after a trip, and you will feel heartless asking for your money, especially if you make more than he does or he has student loans and you don't. Money aside, the other reason not to go away for a week or two is that familiarity breeds contempt. Save that trip for your honeymoon. Money and material items are not the only ways women try to woo a guy and worm their way into his life. They email him poetry, making collages of all the places they've been to, and become groupies at his sporting events. They try to patch up the fight he had with his father. They play therapist when he has a bad day or when he wants to talk about his ex girlfriend. Do you recognize yourself here? If you are a generous person, then help your friends or find a charity and do volunteer work. But don't use your positive qualities as an excuse to do or buy things for a guy you are dating, because you would be putting yourself in a position to be used or hurt. Whether you're giving him money for a car tune up, cleaning his apartment for him, or getting him an interview at your law firm, it's too much. You should not have to work that hard to get a guy's interest. A rules girl doesn't have to buy a guy's love or attention. If you are doing more than going on dates and being a CUAO, creature unlike any other, then you are doing too much. Doing too much. And I want to say, stop dating a guy who cancels more than once. Is this one too long? This one's a little too long, so I'm going to bring it back to clothing. Um, look like a creature unlike any other. I'm going to read the clothing part of rule number 2. Look like a creature unlike any other. Look like a CUAO. Clothing. Some women can run corporations or marathons, but they don't have the faintest idea how to dress for men. They live in turtlenecks or super preppy sets or busy and loud colors instead of sexier outfits in sophisticated solid shades of black, white, tan, and the occasional khaki green, pink, or peach. Or they wear blazers with white button-down shirts and flowy scarves and wraps with tall boots with flat heels that are great for riding horses but not for dating. If a woman wants to catch a man's attention, she should wear sexy, trendy, though not necessarily expensive clothes, like tops that show some cleavage with a push-up bra and short skirt, anything above the knee. We remind women to dress for men, not for other women. Men don't care for flat shoes, even if they are Chanel or Tory Burch. They want you to look feminine in heels, as high as you can stand. We understand you may have a unique style, and we respect that. But in terms of dressing for dating, we feel that a certain look or uniform, if you will, works best. Tops that show some skin, short skirts or tiny skin or tight short skirts or tight skinny jeans, and heels. Pantsuits and long flowing scarves that cover up your cleavage are great for business or having lunch with the ladies. But for guys, you have to look hot, 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 not slutty, sexy. Christy, a 30-year-old pharmacist, contacted us after her 2-year relationship ended with her boyfriend not proposing. In addition to going over all the rules she broke, we went over her clothes too. She sported a preppy look, crew neck t shirts and button down shirts with knee length skirts and flats. Her hair was pulled back in either a ponytail or a bun. Everything she wore was expensive but boring. She looked like she was going to the library. If she was going to date again, she needed to look hot. We showed her black v-neck, scoop neck, and halter tops, white denim and black spandex skirts, and 4-inch heeled sandals from her favorite store. She had photographs taken after her makeover and skipping shopping spree that actually made her look like a model. She couldn't believe the difference. She is now dating several men she met online and at speed dating events, and one of them invited her to his sister's wedding. She already knows what she'll be wearing: a short, gold sequin tank dress with her 4-inch heels. We rest our case. Experts say you should go through your closet every 2 years and give away or throw out any clothes that are not sexy or in style. We agree. The same way you should quickly move on from a relationship that's not working is the way you should say goodbye to boring or old clothes, shoes, and bags. Many clients have asked us to help them clean out their closets during makeover consultations. A CUAO does not hang on to frumpy clothes. No one has ever looked back. Accessories. Accessories. Again, women have their own personal style, but we think that any rules girl's best accessory is big 3-inch hoop earrings in silver or gold. It's a youthful look with long straight hair and the right makeup. Little or big diamond studs, real or fake, are great when you are engaged or married, but they are too dainty and suburban looking when you are single. To catch a man's attention, you need big dangling earrings, not ones that get lost in your hair. Big hoops scream vavoom. Another great accessory is a chunky gold watch. It's bold, modern, and reeks of self-confidence. In fact, a big watch and hoop earrings are about all you need to look hot. Let a man buy you a necklace or bracelet, and eventually a diamond ring. These two simple accessories may sound trendy, but they're not. We've been telling our clients to wear them for the last 20 years. They are tried and true. Brands may come and go, but this sophisticated look hasn't changed. Don't ask because we can't explain it. We just know it works. You know, I always knew that the hoop earrings were a thing. Um, because I had 3 friends who wore hoop earrings that got married sooner. And I said this on one of the rules calls many years ago. And I think this came into the book. It's possibly because I reminded the authors of it or something, but big sunglasses and the Au Courant bag are also smart investments. Men may not know Payless from Prada, but they will notice if you are wearing a popular sunglass frame or a cool handbag. So go online or pick up magazines like InStyle or Vogue and copy whatever celebrities are wearing, but do so within your budget. Wearing narrow or aviator frames when the style is oversized Jackie O or Victoria Beckham type sunglasses will make you seem out of touch. Similarly, if slouchy, oversized bags are in, you should not be wearing a small purse or fanny pack. Men want to feel like they are dating a model or celebrity, so look like one. I forgot my hoop earrings this morning. Shit. Sorry. And my bracelet. God. I was gonna wear a certain bracelet that I keep right here, but I can't find it right now. So it's too bad. But anyway, I would have been wearing hoops if I had remembered. All right. So I will see you tomorrow on Words and Wisdom Wednesday. I can't believe it's Tuesday already. Good morning, John Clark, and good morning, Gina Putoff, and good morning, Colleen Dracos, and Debbie Baza. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Old Kinderhick.